Okay, so let's continue with theme 2 on inventory. Right, the perpetual versus the periodic system. The perpetual system involves updating of stock balances and cost of sales at the point of sale. That means it's happening all the time. As you're selling goods, it's being updated, while the periodic system only does so when the stock take is done. Nowadays, it is possible to track almost any item in a store in an electronic way. It also allows dealers the opportunity to determine gross margins at all times, since cost of sales is always known, because you know your cost of sales and you know your sales minus your cost of sales is your gross profit. And if you think of Checkers, Pick n Pay, when you go to these stores, everything is barcoded. So when you at the cashier, they scan everything and immediately it comes off from their system. So it's constantly updating. Okay, the periodic system. According to the system, outflows of inventory are not recorded at the point of sale. Instead, the value of items sold will be determined when stock takes are done. Cost of sales are thus determined at the end of the financial year. Once a year, generally a stock take has to be done. So when that stock take is done, that company will be able to determine how much of goods they've actually sold for the year. Okay, the purchase of inventory. So the journal, when you're purchasing inventory, it's debit purchases, credit bank. Now this is quite different from the perpetual inventory system, because you know in a perpetual inventory system, when you're buying goods, your inventory is being updated. Inventory is an asset, and you would say debit inventory and credit either bank or your liability. So with the periodic inventory system, you're debiting purchases, which is an expense. So it's a completely different category. This is now reducing your profit, and it affects your owner's equity. Okay, so you debit purchases, credit bank or liability, depending on how you're paying for these goods. Railage, carriage, and freight and purchases, import tariffs and customs duties are debited to individual expense accounts. Okay, so here this is also treated very differently compared to the perpetual inventory system, because with the perpetual system, carriage and purchases, import tariffs, etc., increase the cost of your inventory. Now with the periodic system, these are all expensed. Okay, so this is the calculation of cost of sales. Cost of sales equals your opening inventory plus purchases plus carriage, railage, or freight on purchases. So those are your transport expenses, plus import tariffs, plus customs duties, and then less your closing inventory. And that's how to calculate your cost of sales. Okay, now I want you to complete this activity. Research the following concepts and explain them. First in, first out, also known as FIFO. Last in, first out, also known as LIFO. Weighted average cost. Specific identification method. So you're going to research this, and when we go back to the Colab session, we're going to be discussing this. Then I want you to go through example 6.2 on page 186 to 189 of the textbook. After you've completed this, you'll be ready to attempt the activities that follow. When you're going through the examples, there's quite a few illustrations here. So I want you to take your time and go through them properly, because it shows you in detail the differences between the perpetual and the periodic system and how it would have been recorded if you use either of these inventory systems. So they give you the transaction and then they show you how it's recorded. So take your time. You have enough time to do it. So take your time and go through each of these illustrations. And if you have any questions or you're unsure about something, just jot it down. And then when we're in the Colab session again, you can ask me and then I'll explain it all to you if you're unsure about anything. Okay, once you've done that, you need to complete the following activities. Complete 6.2.1 on Vega Learn, then question 6.5 on page 200 of your textbook. This will be discussed in the Colab session. Then you need to complete 6.2.2 on Vega Learn. Once all students have submitted, the solution will be released on Vega Learn. This must be completed by Monday. Then you need to do ICE activity. You'll find this in the 2017 Test 2, Question 2, Nyoka Stores. So this has been uploaded under the Resources tab in Vega Learn. You only need to do question 2. So you'll find the whole paper is there, the whole 2017 Test 2 is there, but you only need to do question 2 as your ICE activity. And I will be in the course room if you need assistance with this. Once you're done, you can email the activity to me by Monday. Thank you.